and this is Sea Life. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome. I'm so happy to see all of you. Anyway, here it is today. We're preparing for Thanksgiving, and the first thing we're gonna do is hunt up us a pastry recipe for our pecan pies. And we have never made this pastry before. This is called an oil pastry. And so it does not have lard in it. It's got 2 cups all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons salt, a 1/2 cup salad oil, I'm going to use olive oil, and 5 tablespoons of cold water. And that sounds so simple. So we're going to give that one a shot. And also, we have been watching YouTube so much, and we found a pecan pie that sounds right up our alley. Not too much sugar, not too much syrupy anything, and it just sounds amazing. So we're going to give that a try as well. So if you've ever watched Whippoorwill Holler, you will love it. This lady has so many simple, beautiful recipes, and her husband and her are just wonderful people. Yeah, I just love to watch that. And that's where we got this beautiful recipe from. It's an old Betty Crocker recipe. So
yeah,
you need 2 cups of flour. 1, and some of you may recognize this Pampered Chef measure. 2 cups. That's your flour, a teaspoon of salt, a cup of olive oil in here, tablespoons of cold water. This just came out of the refrigerator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I have never done this before, you guys, so I have no idea about this batter. Or this other recipe for that matter. So, and I always like to show you guys my first. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm showing you my first. And this is the first year that I've decided to make pecan pie. Okay, we've got this formed into a ball. I'm going to put it onto the parchment and just start pressing it out. I'll flatten it out just a little bit. I'm going to take another piece of parchment, put it over the top of it. And we're going to start using this little handy dandy roller that I had forgotten about that I had, because I hardly ever use it. So, and we're just going to go in every direction that we can until we got this nice and the size that we want it. And we're just going to keep about doing that until I have this about the size of my pie pan. Now, Daniel, what do you think? You going to put some oil in the bottom of this? I would think you would oil your pie crust pan. What's it say? It doesn't say. Well, I'm gonna oil it then. Okay, yeah, we're gonna oil our pie crust pan. If we're wrong, y'all tell us. And here Daniel comes with his trusty little squirt bottle.
Looks like my squirt bottle needs more oil.
Yeah, it does. There you go. And I'm just gonna rub it around in here and tell through it. Okay, so we've got this pan oiled up. And we are going to just bring this parchment right over. Lay it on top of there. And
You got a hanger down.
Yeah, I'm going to have a little bit hanging over, I think. I got it a little thin in some areas, a little wide in others, but I think we can make this happen.
Lift up on the edge a little bit.
Okay. Daniel's such a good helper in the kitchen.
Oh, you're tearing it.
If I'm not careful, he actually takes over in the kitchen, so he really likes to do some cooking, which is very nice.
Oh, that's not too bad. Just rip
Okay.
off some of those spots and fill it in the
Yeah,
other
so
spots.
this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take some of this and kind of, mend it up. And press some of this out a little more.
Directions tell you to press it out on the pie pan anyway.
Yeah.
So we normally don't do pies,
No.
not homemade anyway. So because we just didn't do it because we were afraid to make pie crust.
Yeah, I think the pie crust was a thing. I really do.
So we had to actually go out and buy pie pans
Yeah, we bought us some glass pie pans.
because we didn't have none. But it looks like she's got it pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
It's ready for the pecan pie.
At the pecan part. Now, a lot of people, and including me, do not like the idea of having Karo syrup in their pecan pie. I do, and that was something I wanted to get away from, so I was so glad to find this recipe on Whippoorwill Holler. And the first thing we're going to do for this recipe is we're going to start whisking our eggs. We've got 3 eggs here, and these are 9-inch pie. This is a 9-inch pie tin that we're filling. Or it's not a tin, it's a glass, but it's a pie pan. And we're just gonna, you want to get those eggs beat where they're frothy, that's what they call it. Okay, I've beat my eggs until they're frothy. I'm just gonna show you. So you want to take 3 eggs and just beat them till they're frothy. Just really, beat them up good till they've got a lot of air in them. Okay, so we're gonna need 3/4 cup of softened or melted butter. So I had added my butter in here and I whisked it up, and it looks like my butter was a little bit warm, I don't know, but I whisked it into the eggs. I don't think it'll make that much difference anyway. Okay, so I need 1½ cup packed brown sugar, and I've got it 1 cup here, and I'm just going to use my trusty little knife to help me out to get this out of here. And that's 1, and then I'm just going to give me another half. I'm going to wing it and what looks like a 1/2 cup here, and I'm going to pack it down. And that's pretty close. Okay, so here we go. 1½ cups of brown sugar. I'm going to stir that in. So I'm just stirring it in little by little here, each step. Okay, and I put in a 1/2 cup of white sugar. And what you want to do once you get that in there is just stir it real good. Just mix it up real good. And it's starting to look like a really nice filling. I'm going to get 1½ tablespoons of all-purpose flour. 1, and I'm going to wing it with a 1/2 like that. Beat it in. And you're going to put your cinnamon and she said she knew a lot of people have never heard of having cinnamon in a pecan pie, but it's going to be terrific. So we're going to try it. And we're going to have, I love cinnamon anyway. So we're going to have 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon. And I believe this is a 1/2 teaspoon right over here. Yeah, my measurements are kind of hard to see, but anyhow, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Ooh-wee. you want a half a teaspoon of salt. So you've got your cinnamon and your salt. Just beat that all up in there. And she said, and your mixture is going to get kind of thick. And that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like it's getting kind of thick. And it's looking great. Actually, I think this is just going to be beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It says you need 1.5 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. Well, this is what I'm using. I'm using my Ready Whip because I'm going to be using this on pies later anyway. So 1, and just a little bit more. So I think I'll go ahead and just put the 2 in. Teaspoons of vanilla. And this is starting to come together pretty quick. What I need now is 1.5 cups of pecans, and she said you can chop them up, leave them whole, whatever. I'm just going to leave them about half and throw them on in here. So 1, that's 1 cup. 1 cup. And I'm just going to take half again, that amount. That, and just fold them in to your mixture. And she said, you know, a lot of times people have trouble getting a pecan pie to set up. She said, be sure that you leave it at the right temperature for the right amount of time, and then leave it in there until it just does not jiggle in the center. It doesn't jiggle in the center. Then you know it is set up. Ready to put this into the pie, to just fold it into our pie. And it's going to go in the oven, and we're going to be freezing our pies and so that they'll just be ready for Thanksgiving, which I thought was an amazing idea, to get a little bit of this ready before the big day, so we can focus on our turkey and all of that. We're going to be doing a lot of Whippoorwill Hollers recipes for our Thanksgiving because they just sounded so simple and easy. So we're going to be putting this in the oven at, I believe it says 375 for 40 to 50 minutes until it's not jiggly. Okay, I'm going to make me a little cover for my crust too, and that's something that needs to be done. When you put it in the oven, you want to be sure and cover up your crust, or else it'll burn on the edges. Now, I don't have one of those fancy rings, so I'm just going to go ahead and make me a little tinfoil cover. I'm going to look for one of those fancy rings because I'm not really a big fan of having tinfoil around my food either. But anyway. And that's how my little cover went. Okay, these just came out of the oven. That's the pecan pie there, and we made an apple pie. Actually, Daniel made an apple pie, and that was so sweet of him. And so those are our pies for our Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm so excited. This is my first pecan pie, and that crust looks just fine. I was amazed. And so I hope y'all have as good a look at this as I did.